Alright, y'all, I'm taking my gloves off for this one. So this is, you can see the hole 10-12 inches deep, and it's round. I don't know what it is yet. We're going to find out together. Oh, I feel a shank. I feel a shank right there.
In the heart of the American South, history grows from the roots of tobacco fields and cotton plantations. From colonial ambition to a land shaped by revolution. Southern patriots fought fiercely in the War for Independence. In 1812, Southern ports became battlegrounds as war returned to the American shores. But it was the Civil War that scorched the soul of the South. From Charleston's first cannon blast to the burning of Atlanta to the surrender at Appomattox. The South remembers not just the battles, but the legacy they left behind.
All right, here we are at day 2 at E.T.O.R.H. if I can get it all out properly. But yeah, it's been a slow morning all morning out here. I found a couple buckyballs, but that was about it. And finally got a deep signal and measured it. It's about 13 inches deep, and it's kind of surprised. But here's what come out. I'll go ahead and turn on the other camera so that way I don't have to keep flipping the camera around and so on and so forth. But welcome back to Dixieland History, and I'm going to show you some history here in Dixieland. Be right back. So here we are, we're back on the GoPro, and if you can see it right there, and there's the hole. Like I said, it's about 13 inches down in there. So it was a shallow, or it was a deep signal using the deep HC here on the Deus 2, and pulled out this little beauty. Well, it looks like I nicked it with the shovel a little bit, but I mean, it's about expected, I guess. But this is the first one I found here. So this actually, what it is, it's a the Type 3 Williams cleaner. Looks like it's been fired, just kind of didn't hit nothing. But what's cool about it is this is now the 5th different bullet that I've found here at this location. So that's pretty cool. You know, finding that sharps, the round ball, and you know, the 3-ringer, and the infield, and now this. So there you go, nice little Williams cleaner Type 3. All right, we got an 85, 87 right in here, but the last few that I've had with that same signal has turned out to be iron, some kind of, I believe they were square nails, but they were so rusted it was pretty much hard to tell. So, and we'll see if this one is also, all right, oop, got it out. Oh, no, I didn't. I forgot I turned that off. I did get it out. Look at there, I see it already. We got us a sharps. How about that? That's fired too. You can see where it looked like it bounced off the ground. You see that flat spot? So yeah, that's a fired sharps. That's the second one that I found on this location. That's pretty cool. Hopefully we can find some more. Be nice anyway. But you never know. What I'd like to find is a whole one. You know, because they came with a shell on them, a copper shell, kind of like today's rifles. And you know, basically your snipers would shoot these, your sharpshooters, you know, things like that, or people like that. So but yeah, that's definitely fired and ricocheted off of something. So I guess somebody, whoever was in that line of sight, must have ducked. Let's go on and see if we can find some more. Got a pretty high one here, 85, 87, 84, 83. And it's deep. Let's see if we can get something out of here. I haven't dug anything in a little while since I've dug that sharps. Maybe it wasn't as deep as I thought. Let's find out. Oh yeah, it's deep. Whatever she may be, she is deep. Yeah, that's working. So take that out of the equation. Get out of there. Alright, let's see if we can hear anything now. Nope. Nope. Getting something. Kind of worries me now though that I was a little off on digging a hole. Oh, look at there. I see what it is. It's this little guy. Hello, Mr. Frog. Kermit. Where's Miss Piggy at? He's like, man, what the hell? I was in there taking a nap and you come in here and disturb me. Well, Mr. Frog, I come in here to see what you were hiding. Here, hang out right there. Oh, yeah, I see it. It's a nail. Bent. That's why it was giving me that good sound, I guess. That's amazing though, that iron nail was giving me that 84, 85 A7. But we're gonna sweep over it again just to make sure, and then we'll put Mr. Kermit. Yeah, that was it. Okay, Mr. Kermit, come here. And back in your little hole you go. Good night. Poor little guy. There. And I won't pat it down so that way get much weight on him. But yeah, that was it. Sorry, old little square nail. Well, we'll leave Mr. Kermit alone and move on to the next. Alright, y'all, I'm taking my gloves off for this one. So this is you can see the hole 10-12 inches deep and it's round. I don't know what it is yet. We're gonna find out together. Oh, I feel a shank. I feel a shank right there. A little bent, but it's there. It's all intact. Let's flip it over. Hold on. Let's see. I bring my toothbrush. Kyle! Ah, shit. Never mind. I got my toothbrush. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, that is pretty. Oh boy. How about that? How about that? I'm gonna have to call Kyle and get him over here. Let's go to the other camera and get a better look at it. Look at that. That is so pretty. Ooh-wee. Hold on. Let's get the other camera. All right, everybody. So I'm back on the better camera. Like I said, there's the shank. And look how pretty that thing is there, boy. Hey, you want to take a look?
Yeah, I just didn't want to throw off your...
No, you're good.
Well, I heard I was talking with your machine. Yo, nice.
Look at that.
Fuck yeah, man.
How about that?
That's awesome, man. Script. My buddy and I were just talking about them last night, that we hadn't seen a script in a while.
Yeah.
That is awesome, man.
Beautiful script die, infantry. And that's actually, I love finding infantry stuff because I'm retired infantry army.
For your service, man.
Yeah, thank you for the support.
And you see it got a shank on the back too?
Yeah, got the shank, full shank.
Nice.
Show everybody.
A few good ones that's been out here today.
I run, all right, everybody, I'm going to go talk to this gentleman real quick. We'll see you. So the point of the battle that we're currently metal detecting, the point of this battle was for the Union Army to sever the Confederate supply lines by capturing the road and railroad that the Confederates were already kind of dug in, you know, and set up. And they had been here for a while too. This was all part of the whole Petersburg campaign. You know, because had the Union, the whole point of the Union trying to do capture. Hold on a minute. Oh, trash. The whole point of the Union really to capture the area, like I said, was to not only cut off the supply line, but it would have been a critical blow to the defenses of Petersburg and Richmond. Hold on, that was awful loud. I just wanted to make sure. While the Union, you know, launched a determined attack, you know, they achieved some tactical victories, but you know, they were unfortunately unable to hold the captured ground, and the Confederates maintained control of the key area. Like I said, you know, they tried to get the cavalry, the Union cavalry, to come up from behind and take over the artillery line of the Confederacy, and which actually the button that you saw me find, the script I, so that was actually one of the placements. So it's kind of surprising really to see that script I, which meant that the infantry was here for support on, you know, to help defend and protect the artillerymen that was already set up here. Because when the Union showed up, they actually came and put their cannons about a mile away, so they couldn't really see what they were shooting at. They just, you know, started lobbing you know, counterattacks using their cannons, lobbing well, so far what we see is Hotchkiss rounds. We hadn't found any other, you know, like a Parrott or cannonball or anything like that. So yeah, that's so they, like I said, they set up that or, you know, again, they just set up their cannons basically to try to come after the Confederacy, but they were too far away, and like I said, the cavalry that came up from behind, that was a failed mission, so they had to return back to the Union lines. And you know, like I said, the Confederacy was able to hold the area. Now the numbers on this is pretty jumpy and it's definitely deep. Yeah, I ain't even hitting it with the pinpointer. So because it did bounce up to 82, 77, right in that range, I'm gonna go ahead and dig this. I'm not really expecting a whole lot, but hey, you just never know. That Williams cleaner, that last Williams cleaner there I picked up was kind of scratchy as well, but I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky this. Oh. All right, here's something. Might be a little buckyball. I think that's what it is. Whatever it is, it's definitely tiny. And I believe that's it right here. If you ever wonder how well the Deus does, look at that little piece of aluminum. Picked it right out of there. That's why it sounded deep though, because it's so tiny. But that was all it was. We'll see what we can get next. So without giving too much detail away as to where I'm at, I'll just kind of give you a little oversight on the battle that happened in this area. We're not, of course, right on the battlefield, but we're, you know, fairly close, which is why we're able to find some Civil War relics out here. And on the Confederate side of the battle, it was Confederate General Henry Heth. He led his reinforced infantry division, which was part of Lieutenant General A.P. Hill, which is a really good general if you ever want to look him up. You know, he had Lieutenant General A.P. Hill, and I'm sitting here trying to concentrate on these sounds, like that right there. I don't think it's anything. It was his second corps that was all part of that, and the division included Hess' own commanding, along with his brigade from Wilcox Division, and which Wilcox Division was a cavalry unit. So that's a little bit of history on the southern side, the Confederacy, that came into this area for this particular battle. Well, I had to clean it up to make sure that it wasn't just a regular chunk of iron, but actually you can see, if I can get the light on it right, maybe you can see it right there. That's the threads, and that's where the fuse. So what this is a artillery fragment, and right here, it's the tip of it, of a Hotchkiss, and right here the fuse would screw in, and then of course then they would, you know, be able to light it for detonation. But yeah, that's what that was. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a foreign piece at first, but yeah, got another piece of artillery fragment. Now just to find a hole in. Golly, all these fragments out here, and apparently the Union knew what the hell they were doing this day, because I don't see any duds yet, but we're gonna keep looking. Okay, on the Union side of this particular battle, the primary Union officer who led the battle was Major General Winfield Hancock. Other key Union commanders, though, involved were Major General Governor K. Warren and Major General Andrew A. Humphreys and Brigadier General David Gregg. Hold on a second. Nope. Although the forces did not engage as significantly as Hancock's. Now, Winfield Scott Hancock, General Hancock, he had a pretty good size force. He commanded the Second Corps on the Union side, which is the main Union force that advanced on this location, securing the location before being forced to retreat. Again, the A.P. Hill and Heth, you know, came in with a significantly good sized force, and although the Union had took over this area, they eventually had to retreat. You know, General Warren, he was part of the 5th Corps. Ooh, that sounded good. And that's trash, so we're gonna leave it. And then General Humphreys, he was part of the 2nd Corps, and then General Gregg, he was the cavalry division that came in. I know he came in last, you know, towards, not really towards the end of the battle, but he was, I know he was one of the last generals here. General Gregg, he, like I said, he led the cavalry division, and what he was supposed to do was come up behind the Confederate lines, but was unable to do so and return to the main Union force. And the reason he was unable to do so was because, so Heth was here first. Hold on a second. Nope. And then A.P. Hill, he came in afterwards with his 2nd Corps and basically surprised General Gregg, and so the cavalry had to turn around and go back the other way and rejoin the Union forces. So real quick, we'll go over the casualties here at this battle, and it was quite significant. The battle did last for quite a while. with the Confederacy holding off the Union for, as long as they needed to. Union wasn't able to advance or stop the supply line coming into the Petersburg / Richmond area. So the casualties totaled 3,058 on both sides. That was a total. And the Union, they suffered 1,758 casualties. 156 of those were killed. 1,181 were wounded, missing, captured soldiers. And on the Confederacy, it's only listed that they had 1,300 casualties, which included the killed, the wounded, the missing, the deserters, whoever, whatever the case may be, missing anyway. So that was it. I mean, like I said, it was a pretty bloody battle. And, if you know anything about the Petersburg battlefields, I mean, it was the largest battlefield throughout the whole war. So they did have significant, I guess you get over here in the sun, they did have significant casualties on both sides of the war. It was definitely the bloodiest area throughout the war. Virginia, of course, had the most battles, the most skirmishes during the 4 years of the Civil War. Tennessee actually was the state that had the second most. So guys who live in Tennessee or hunt Tennessee, they probably have some good areas over there. But yeah, that was it. That's the casualty report, for this campaign. Like I said, I'm not really going to name the campaign. The guy putting on this event, I don't want to, put him out there and this is a permission that he got. And so I, wouldn't want to, people coming out here and, against, the owners, the landowners' permission, and also, the gentleman that put on this event. But that was it. I mean, it's, like I said, it was a pretty bad time during the war. And if you don't know who he is, you should. That's Cliff Condra, Reaching History. Go check him out on YouTube as well. But that was it. That's the casualty report. So we're going to get out of here. I got probably another couple more hours. I'm going to see if I can't detect a little bit more and maybe find some stuff to show you. We'll see you later. All right, so here we are with the wrap up for day 2 of this event. Probably not coming back for tomorrow, but I know Kyle said he's going home. There's Kyle. Said we're going home tomorrow morning. I think this place is pretty well hunted out. They said they're digging a colonial pit over there, but I'm not going to go find out. But here's what we found today. Did pretty good. Kyle's finds was a penny.
Best day of the year. Best day.
Best day of the year. Nice musket ball here, fired. Looks like a little buckyball, and not really sure. It's definitely lead. Not really sure what that could be.
Probably like a 22.
No, it's too big for a 22, I think. And then my finds for today was this horse tack. I forget what these are called. But anyway, found that piece of pottery, musket ball, a couple bucky balls. Have no clue what that is. Williams cleaner bullet. That was my first find of the day, actually. Another Spencer round, so got 2 of those out of this place. And let's see, 2 horseshoe halves, and of course you saw me dig up the Hotchkiss frag here. But the find of the day for me was that beautiful script die Confederate button. It just absolutely shocked me when that thing came out of there. Yeah, it really is a beauty. But we're tired. I know we probably don't sound like, all joyful, but, appreciate you watching the channel and watching us dig up some stuff, some cool, Civil War stuff, possibly colonial. I don't think I got any colonial stuff, but I guess that one piece of pottery. Gotta have something colonial in there. But definitely appreciate you watching the channel, supporting Dixieland history, and really hope to get out and get some more videos made for you guys to teach us some more history. Hope you enjoyed the history lesson today on this particular battlefield. Like I said, I'm not going to give the name of the battlefield, again, just for the privacy of the landowner and the person that's putting on the event. But you have an idea as to who was in here, what happened, why it happened, and the casualty count at the end. And 3,058 men, sacrificed their lives out here for a cause. So we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Hey, there's Kyle right there who didn't want to be in the wrap-up. So guess what? He's in the damn wrap-up now.